You were looking at the fake crash of the Asiana Flight 777, Flight 215, back in the summer of 2013. Yes, all these photos that you see of this crash are fake. All of the information and the new videos that you've come out, or that they've come out with and showed us, are fake. And I'm going to prove it to you real easy. Here we go. You see this plane right here? This is the flight, the Asiana Airlines Flight 777, or excuse me, Flight 215. The model number was 777. Okay, the numbers are going to come into play in this at the end of this video, but for now I'm just going to show you, with anybody with any common sense can see that this was a hoax. Did they crash a plane somewhere? They might have, but it was not this plane at San Francisco Airport this summer. You see the front end of this plane. I want you to pay particular interest to the front end of the plane. This is when they were removing it, and you'll notice that there is very little to absolutely no damage to the front end of this plane. Let's zoom it in. Let's move over and take a look at that. Okay, do you see basically any damage to the nose, to the underbelly there? Look all down in here. Look all up in here. Do you see any damage? Okay, here's another view from the side before they put it on the trailer. No damage. Here's a view from straight on, so you can see all the way around the front of the nose. No damage. I'm going to show you the front end should be demolished. Should be destroyed. Here's an image of them loading it up and putting it either in place or taking it away. And yes, it was done at night. You can imagine if this was a false flag, a fake event, that the plane would be put in place at nighttime, right? So is this the takeaway picture or the putting in picture? Who knows? But the point is keeping an eye on the nose of the plane. The nose of the plane that has no damage. Now, what you're going to see next is you're going to see the crash of this plane, the supposed crash of this plane. You're going to see the airplane come in to land. You're going to see the rear end strike the runway. I'm not saying the image that you're going to see here in a moment is not a plane actually crashing. I am saying it is not this plane, okay, which they claimed. Now, it's going to come in, the rear end's going to strike, and then it's going to kind of come and spin around, and the rear end, missing the tail at this point, is going to go up into the air, and it's going to drag the nose, and you're going to see the nose of this airplane cut a trench. And I so much appreciate them for this new video. You're going to see the nose of the airplane cut a trench in the ground, the nose of it up in here. Okay, where's the damage? Well, let's look at that video now. After you see that video, you're going to see another video I did previously on this, because once you understand this is a fake event, then you have to look at other things, and I'm going to show you from a numerology standpoint about this crash and prove it to you.
Hit her. We have new information now also on the plane crash. KTVU has just learned the names of the 4 pilots who were on board the flight. They are Captain Sum Ting Wong, Wee Tu Lo, Ho Lee Fook, and Bang Ding Ao. The NTSB has confirmed these are the names of the pilots on board Flight 214 when it crashed. We are working to determine exactly what roles each of them played during the landing on Saturday.
Hi guys, this is the Auto Picker, and today I'm going to take you in and show you the Asiana Airlines flight with the you know, the Boeing 777 that crashed. I'm going to take you into it, and I'm going to show you, and I believe prove to you, that that was a false flag, you might call. And actually, more like what it really was two cabals around the world fighting against each other. And I'll demonstrate that to you. And I think you're going to agree once I get done here. Everything lines up. It's quite amazing. So let's take a look. Now, of course, you've seen this photo, and there's not much here I'm going to point out, except for I just want to point out a few things. Of course, the type of airplane was the Boeing 777, and notice the 77 here on the wing, okay, and notice the 7 here. Now that could be coincidence, of course. Now I want to show you who owned this plane. Not just the company, but who owned it. I'm going to get into that, okay? But Asiana Airlines, okay, is a South Korean major airline. Two of the ones that they have, okay? One interesting thing to point out about this airplane is it is Boeing's first fly-by-wire airliner. It has computer-mediated controls. It has a joystick in it. It doesn't have the yoke that you pull backwards and forth on and do all that like in all your other planes. It was the first fly-by-wire. It's the first entirely computer-designed commercial aircraft, right? Now make sure you don't get lost here as I'm seemingly pointing out things that might not make sense yet. Okay? There were 1,452 aircraft of these ordered with all variants, with 1,113, 11 and 13, the two numbers delivered, right? And just for some of you to understand what fly-by-wire is, it is a system that replaces the conventional manual flight controls of an aircraft with an electronic interface. The movements of the flight controls are converted to electronic signals transmitted by wires, hence the fly-by-wire. And the flight control computer determines how to move the actuators at each control surface to provide the ordered response. Okay, so if you were going to, let me put it this way. That's how drones fly. Okay. Now let's take a little further to what they're saying took place. Okay. So of course, an Asiana Airlines Boeing 777. Okay, and one of the things we're going to really be talking about here is symbolism. Okay, and then I'm going to go into who did it and who they did it against. So don't go nowheres. Okay. So 777 crashed upon landing in San Francisco at 11:30. Of course, you got an 11 there, which is very interesting, right? And this will all start adding up here along the way, so hang in there. And it was flight 214, which is 2 plus 1 plus 4 is 7. Oh, another 7. That's weird. Then you've got 291 passengers, and that included one infant. So we take this one and separate it, okay? The one infant. Then you got 9, 10, 11. So you got another 11. That's strange, okay? Now, it had 16 crew members. 1 plus 6 is 7. Another 7. Isn't this weird? Let's keep looking. Now, if we come on down here, it says that the airport was closed to all incoming and outgoing air traffic and vehicle traffic until 3:30, which is 33. You know, that's Masonic's perfect number, 33. When it opened on 2 runways, it says over. But here we go in print. 330, 33 again. Interesting. And then you continue on. Were canceled at the airport more than 70 flights. So there you go with another 7. Wow. A lot of coincidences in the 777s, the 77s, 11s, 11s, and 33s, ain't there? It's pretty weird, wouldn't you say? The next thing I'm going to show you also by the end of this video is that, or not the next thing, but by the end of this video I'm going to show you is that there was another one of these 777s that had some issues, caught on fire, that kind of stuff. 5 minutes apart from this one. I'll go into that, show you the dynamics of that as well, and who's involved in that. But first what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you who's involved here, okay? The main players, okay? At least the ones who pulled it. And then I'll show you the ones who were the ones that were being attacked, okay? These are the major powers around the world. The first one is the cabal, okay, which is the Bush cabal. Cabal being a word that indicates that it is a group, a coming together of powerful people. You know, these guys right here, the guys that run this, right? Now, the group that was actually attacked, the Kumho Asiana group, they are the largest holder in Asiana Airlines, okay? They are known as the South Korean Cabal, which is a conglomerate. It's basically the same as a cabal. These current power groups are at war right now, is what's going on. And they're attacking each other and doing various things, blowing up things in that country, blowing up things in another country, and in this case, crashing airplanes of other people's airplanes. Now, you notice that I was into the symbolism, talking about 777s and 11s and 33s and all this, because that's the numbers that the cabal uses. Okay, they use numbers to indicate to the other faction that we did this. If you don't like it, do something about it, right? Now, the reason why 777 is one of the most interesting numbers to them is because it was a number and a symbolism of the numbers from Aleister Crowley, you know, the inventor or proclaimer or whatever of Marxism, Aleister Crowley. He even wrote a book called 777, and other Kabbalistic writings of Aleister Crowley. Now, this numerology is all over everything that they provide for you, such as your music, like Rihanna's 777 tour. And of course, here's the article coming out of San Francisco talking about the flight 777. Now, the flight, which was 214, which is a 7, 2 plus 1 plus 4 is a 7, crashed at SFO and had 182 injured people. That's 1 plus 8 plus 2. That's an 11. Okay? 2 dead, 2 single people. That's another 11. And of course, if I didn't mention it already, it had 16 crew members. 1 plus 6 equals 7. And then down here, you had a total of 49 people were transported to hospitals directly from the scene. Of course, 9 plus 4 is 13. And an additional 133, there's your 13 and your 33 once again, were transported after triage. So you got 13 here, and 33. Or 1 plus 3 equals 7. And it says of the 291 passengers, okay, he had 19 in business class and 272 in travel class. 2 plus 7 plus 2 is an 11. Okay, and then if you come right over to move this just a little bit, and you look, 77 of them were Korean citizens. And of course, here's reconfirming that 77 were South Koreans, but 61 were U.S. citizens. 6 plus 1 equals, you guessed it, 7. And so you got to understand that numerology is very, very important to the Bush cabal. Okay. If you look at the money that they created way back in the day by great-great-great-great-daddy Bush, okay, you'll notice that that there are 13s and 7s everywhere on the money, okay? I'm not going to explain this to you. You can see it right there, what I'm saying, okay? Now, if you're still not sure that these numbers make any sense or have anything to do with anything, let's take a look at another event, 9/11. Okay, now a couple of facts about 9/11. The date of the attack, 9/11. 9 plus 1 plus 1 equals 11. Okay, each building had 110 stories. There's your 11. After September the 11th, there are 111 days left till the end of the year. September 11th is the 254th day of the year. 2 plus 5 plus 4 equals 11. 119 is the area code for Iran.